Welcome back to the channel, friends. It's always a blessing to share space with so many of you who are not only chasing material success, but are also seeking deeper understanding, wisdom that sustains, not just profits that flicker. Today's topic is one of the most requested, most misunderstood, and most transformational discussions we've ever had. If you've ever asked, how do people really become wealthy? Or why does money flow easily to some and not to others? Then this is for you. Today, we'll unlock a timeless truth buried beneath motivational slogans and financial strategies. No, this is not another video on investment hacks or side hustlers. This is about 4 simple words that, when understood and embodied, will completely shift your relationship with wealth. Those 4 words are perspective, discipline, persistence, and altruism. Let's begin with the first word, perspective. Have you ever noticed that truly wealthy people often seem to see the world differently? They don't just focus on the next paycheck. They think in terms of decades, of generations. They're not just chasing money, they're playing a larger game. Perspective is what allows someone to turn crisis into opportunity. It's what helps an entrepreneur see beyond current losses to long-term positioning. It's what allows a person to delay gratification, to endure temporary hardship for permanent advantage. People who remain stuck financially often have narrow perspective. They worry about immediate costs, but ignore future returns. They make decisions based on fear, not vision. They obsess over discounts, but ignore investments in their growth. They think, how can I save a few dollars today? Instead of asking, how can I create something that will pay me forever? Truly wealthy individuals think in systems. They understand ripple effects. They zoom out when others zoom in. Perspective isn't just intelligence, it's spacious thinking. It's the ability to see the forest when others are trapped in the trees. Now let's move to the second word, discipline. Discipline isn't about deprivation. It's about mastery. The most financially successful people are not always the ones who make the most, they're the ones who keep the most. And that only happens with restraint. You may have heard the phrase, it's not how much you earn, it's how much you keep. Discipline is what keeps you from wasting your earnings on impulse, on show, on validation. Discipline means knowing when to say no. No to the designer bag that puts you in debt. No to the dinner you can't afford just to impress. No to the temptation to upgrade your lifestyle every time your income goes up. Real wealth is silent. It doesn't scream. It builds in the background while others are showing off. Discipline also applies to time. Wealthy people are ruthless with their schedules. They don't waste time on drama, gossip, or endless scrolling. They allocate time the way they allocate capital strategically. And here's the truth. Most people don't need more income. They need more boundaries. Which brings us to the third word, persistence. You've seen the success stories, the big launches, the million-dollar businesses, but what you don't see are the years behind the scenes, the late nights, the failed prototypes, the doubts, the rejections. Persistence is what turns a good idea into a scalable business. It's what turns a savings account into an investment portfolio. It's what transforms setbacks into stepping stones. Most people give up too soon. They try something for a month, don't see results, and move on. They start a business, face obstacles, and quit. They start saving, then splurge after a few weeks. But those who become truly wealthy have one thing in common: they don't stop. Even when it's hard, even when it's slow, even when no one believes. Persistence isn't about never falling. It's about always rising. There's a quote that says, it's not who works the hardest, it's who works the longest. That's persistence. And now we arrive at the fourth and most overlooked word, altruism. Yes, altruism. Real wealth is built not by taking, but by giving. You might be wondering, how does giving help me get rich? But let me explain. The most successful people in any field are those who solve the biggest problems for the most people. They focus not on how much they can earn, but how much value they can deliver. The richest companies don't exist because of greed. They exist because they made life easier, faster, more convenient for millions. Think of Amazon, Google, Apple. At their core, they provided immense service. That's altruism in action. Altruism also shows up in leadership. Great leaders mentor others. They share knowledge. They create win-win opportunities. And guess what happens? They attract loyalty, referrals, and long-term partners. Even on a personal level, when you help others succeed, you open the flow of reciprocity. Life rewards those who contribute. But there's a deeper layer to this. Altruism shapes your energy. Selfish people repel abundance. They operate from fear and scarcity. But when you genuinely wish others well, you live in a state of expansion. And abundance loves expansion. So let's bring it all together. Perspective gives you vision. Discipline gives you structure. Persistence gives you momentum. Altruism gives you alignment. When you embody all four, wealth becomes inevitable, not just financial wealth, but the kind of richness that touches every part of your life. Let me tell you a quick story. A man named Thomas was earning 6 figures at a corporate job but was always broke. He blamed taxes, inflation, the economy. Then one day, he attended a seminar where a speaker said, "If you're not where you want to be financially, it's not about money. It's about mindset." Thomas took a hard look at his life. He realized he had no perspective, he was reactive, no discipline, he spent without planning, no persistence, he jumped jobs every year, and no altruism, he only worked for himself. So he began the inner work. He created a vision. He made a budget. He stayed at one job for 5 years while building a side business that genuinely helped small businesses grow. Within 7 years, he was not only financially independent, but emotionally fulfilled. And all he did was live by 4 words. So ask you, what do these 4 words mean in your life? Are you thinking big enough? Are you saying no to the right things? Are you still pushing forward, even when no one claps? Are you helping others rise with you? Because the truth is, the secret to wealth isn't in a course, a stock tip, or a lucky break. It's in how you think, how you choose, how you show up every day. And the earlier you learn this, the sooner you'll stop chasing and start becoming. Thank you so much for watching this video. If these 4 words sparked something inside you, I invite you to reflect in the comments. Which of the 4 do you struggle with most? Which one have you mastered? Let's inspire each other by sharing our stories. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this message with someone who's ready to rewrite their wealth story. Until next time, may you think big, act wisely, endure fully, and give generously. Thank you again for watching this video.